Welcome to the deep dive. So, you're looking to transform your space into a personal tropical garden retreat, and based on the material you shared, you're keen to get knowledgeable pretty quickly and thoroughly.
Yeah.
So, whether you're thinking, a big backyard overhaul or maybe just a cozy courtyard tweak, this deep dive is really for you. We're going to unpack the key elements we found in your sources, things like lawns, wooden decks, water features, furniture, and really how to nail that feeling of your home just blending into that tropical wild beauty.
Exactly. We've really immersed ourselves in the landscape design and outdoor living stuff from your materials, especially focusing on creating those luxurious, nature-connected tropical spots. We're not talking perfect cookie-cutter gardens here.
No.
This is about crafting your own immersive sanctuary based on what you liked in the sources.
Right. And think of us as your guides, helping navigate all this info you've gathered. Our mission is to explore how you can take your current space and, using your research, turn it into a genuine natural retreat. Finding that perfect balance between structure and that sort of untamed allure. Okay, let's get into it. Based on what you provided, where do we even start to get that tropical feel in your space?
Well, for everything you pull together, the foundation is greenery. And what's really interesting, and it popped up again and again in your materials, is this idea of abundance.
Abundance, okay.
Yeah, you're not just putting a few plants here and there. The key is lush layers, different heights, and a real mix of textures.
So based on what you've been looking at, it sounds like we're aiming more for that overgrown paradise vibe, less structured garden.
Precisely, yeah. I mean, a nice lawn, like some articles pointed out, gives you that soft open area, which is important, but the real tropical magic comes from the foliage around it. Think about those towering palms you liked in the photos, or the big dramatic banana leaves from that Balinese garden article you saved, and the vibrant heliconias, the bird of paradise plants. Those were in that South American landscaping source.
Okay.
Those are the things that create that immersive, kind of jungle-like feeling you want.
Got it. So it's about feeling enveloped by nature, like in those pictures you flagged. But it's not just plants, is it? Looking at the examples you like, there's always this interplay of different natural materials. It really elevates it.
You've hit on something crucial, yeah, and it was echoed in several designs you liked. A great tropical garden isn't just green stuff. It's how natural elements work together. Think about how a green lawn, in some examples, was balanced by, say, a warm wooden deck, or the solid feel of stone pathways you saw in other designs.
And with all that potentially really bold foliage, how do you stop it from just taking over your space, feeling overwhelming?
That's where softening elements come in.
Yeah.
This was a theme in the more sophisticated designs you included, those strong, dramatic plant shapes. You can balance them beautifully with the flow of water features, or maybe some delicate ground cover.
Okay.
Like, picture this from one of your saved examples. A wooden deck that seems to float over a shallow reflecting pool.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, the water adds movement, sound, reflections. It visually softens the heavy foliage. But the deck itself, that adds warmth, an inviting spot.
That image, yeah, especially with those elements from my sources, I'm almost there. What about the finishing touches, like those detail shots you pointed out? What makes that scene really work?
Details like surrounding that deck with oversized ceramic planters, maybe like the ones you admired,
Yeah.
and filling them with lush ferns, those big elephant ear leaves. That was a big feature in one design you saved. That really finishes the immersive feel. It's about layering those sensory things you highlighted in your notes.
Now, let's focus on something that might seem a bit counterintuitive, and it was actually in a couple of articles you sent. Lawns. People often think tropical gardens are totally wild, maybe lawnless. But your sources suggest lawns do have a place.
That raises a good point, and some of your readings touched on it, are assumptions about tropical design.
Yeah.
The idea they don't have lawns. That's a misconception.
Really?
Yeah, actually, a well-kept lawn acts as a vital breathing space. That article on landscape balance made that point. It gives visual relief, a contrast to the dense, tall, tropical plants. With eye rest.
Yeah.
Appreciate the different shapes.
So based on your materials, it's about creating these deliberate open areas, not just letting it all go wild.
Exactly. It's about that interplay like you saw in those successful designs.
Right.
But like one of your guides on lawn care in humid places pointed out, choosing the right grass is critical.
Right.
You need types that can handle the humidity, thrive even. That's why zoysia grass or Bermuda grass kept coming up. They're tough and stay that deep green that looks great with the other plants.
Interesting. So not just any lawn. And the design. One of your saved pictures was quite different. Are we talking classic green carpet, or are there more creative options for your space?
Well, a classic full lawn
Yeah.
definitely has its place, give that clean, expansive feel. That article on traditional tropical estates mentioned it.
Okay.
But yeah, there are definitely chances for more contemporary textured designs like that image you liked. One idea is striped lawns, alternating grass with, say, stone tiles.
Oh.
Creates a really interesting pattern, add another texture layer. It's more modern, but still keeps that essential green.
That sounds surprisingly cool, actually, and it fits with the more modern stuff I saw you leaning towards. Okay, moving past greenery and hard stuff, let's talk about making comfy, luxurious outdoor spots. What kind of designer furniture works in the tropics based on what caught your eye in those catalogs you shared?
The key here, and you probably saw this, is balancing durability with style. The materials have to handle the weather, humidity, rain, but still look high-end. That's why you see rattan, teak, woven cane so often in the designs you liked. They hold up and have that natural, organic feel that fits right in.
So what specific pieces might work well in your imagined space?
Think low-profile sofas in earthy colors. Really inviting relaxation, maybe like that outdoor set you saved from that designer site.
Yes, I remember that one.
And plush, deep armchairs you can just sink into. And then inside that, the soft glow of hanging lanterns like the ones you pinned, it just creates this incredibly inviting, almost magical feel at night. Really makes the space usable longer, just like you were hoping.
Speaking of usable longer, let's dive into lighting more. It totally changes a space after dark, like those night garden photos you love showed. What are some good lighting tricks for the tropical garden you're envisioning?
Well, the main goal with lighting in a tropical garden is really to enhance the natural beauty, not blast it out.
Right, subtle.
Exactly. Subtle, warm glow, highlighting key things, pathways, like the lighting you saw in those inspiration pics. Things like soft, warm LED strips along deck edges, creates a nice definition. Uplighting at the base of tall palms, it really shows off their height and shape against the night sky.
Oh, yeah.
And then subtle spotlights on water features brings them alive, adds another layer to the evening vibe. The overall effect, based on what you liked, should feel alive and welcoming, but still calm, tranquil.
Absolutely. And now, let's talk water features, almost synonymous with the tropics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a big theme in the visuals you shared, ponds, cascades. What role did they play in creating your kind of retreat?
Water is just essential,
Yeah.
totally. Besides looking great, it cools the air, you get that soothing sound of moving water, and visually, it just amps up that lush, vibrant, tropical feel you want.
Mm.
And there's so many options. Your sources covered a lot. For a modern look, maybe linear water walls in dark slate, very sleek.
Okay.
Or for something more organic, shallow ponds with stepping stones. That invites interaction, feels serene, maybe like that peaceful pond you saved. Each style adds a different character.
I can just imagine the sound of a gentle water wall. So relaxing and the kind of vibe you're going for. Now, what about those of us without huge yards? How do you get that same lush tropical feel in a smaller backyard or even a courtyard? Did you see any clever ideas in your research for smaller city gardens?
That's a great question. It really shows how adaptable tropical design is. And some articles you read about maximizing small outdoor spaces covered this well. The key in small spaces, think vertical.
Upwards.
Exactly. Climbing plants on trellises, living green walls. You get maximum green impact without using up floor space. A cozy wooden deck with built-in seating can be functional and inviting without being bulky.
Smart.
And water. Think narrow features along the side. You still get the movement and sound, but they don't need much room. It's all about smart planning and going vertical, like in those small garden designs you liked.
Brilliant. Being strategic with space, definitely key for your layout. Okay, as we start to wrap up our deep dive into crafting your tropical garden retreat, what's the single biggest thing that ties it all together, based on everything you explored?
If I had to pick one thing, and this was a really consistent theme in the designs you like, it's a seamless indoor-outdoor connection. When you can blur those lines between inside and the garden, it just elevates the whole experience. Imagine floor-to-ceiling glass doors opening right onto a beautiful wooden deck, surrounded by all that greenery we talked about.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the garden isn't just out there, it's part of your living space. That integration. That's what really makes a successful tropical retreat, and it was clearly important to you from those architectural examples you shared.
That makes total sense. Creating a whole living environment, which I know is exactly what you're aiming for. Well, this has been incredibly insightful, really diving into tropical gardens based on your interests and sources. We've covered, wow, a lot. Greenery, materials, lawns, furniture, lighting, water, small spaces, and that crucial indoor-outdoor link.
Absolutely. And the great thing is, you can start small. Focus on what resonated most from your research. Maybe it's planting that vibrant lawn, designing a deck area, or just adding a simple water feature. Every bit helps create your own oasis.
So as you're thinking about your own space now, maybe mull this over. How could really blurring the lines between inside and outside change your daily life, your connection with nature, maybe in ways you haven't even thought of yet? It's more than just looks. It's about how you live in your space. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive customized just for you. Until next time.
Now that we've explored the essential elements of designing a lush tropical garden, let's go even deeper. We've talked about greenery, furniture, lighting, and water features. But to create a truly immersive outdoor sanctuary, every detail must work together in harmony. A well-designed garden is not just about what you see, it's about what you feel. The way the leaves sway in the breeze, the dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy, the sound of water flowing, it all contributes to an environment that nurtures relaxation and rejuvenation. One of the most overlooked yet powerful aspects of a tropical outdoor space is how it interacts with the home itself. A garden should never feel like an afterthought. Instead, it should be a natural extension of the house, blurring the lines between indoors and outdoors. This is where seamless transitions come into play. Imagine stepping from your living space onto a wide wooden deck, the scent of fresh greenery in the air, the sound of birds in the distance, and a sense of openness that makes the entire home feel more expansive. To achieve this, one of the most effective strategies is floor-to-ceiling glass doors that open onto the garden. Not only do these doors let in natural light, but they also create an uninterrupted visual flow between inside and outside. The moment you step outside, you should feel like you've entered a tranquil oasis, without any stark division between built and natural elements. Another way to enhance this transition is through consistency in materials and textures. If your interior features warm wooden floors, extend that same material into your outdoor decking. If your home incorporates stone or textured concrete, use similar materials in your garden pathways or water features. This continuity in design creates a sense of cohesion, making the outdoor space feel like an intentional part of the home's architecture rather than a separate entity. Now, let's talk about the layout, because a garden, no matter how lush, must also be functional. Designing with purpose means ensuring every part of the space serves a role, whether it's for relaxation, dining, entertaining, or quiet reflection. Start by defining zones within the garden. A lawn can serve as an open gathering area, while a shaded seating nook provides a more intimate setting for reading or enjoying morning coffee. If space allows, a wooden pergola draped in climbing vines can create a stunning focal point, offering both shade and visual interest. One of the most effective ways to bring life and dimension to a tropical garden is by working with height variations. Instead of keeping everything at ground level, introduce raised planters, multi-level decking, or vertical gardens. This layering effect mimics the natural growth patterns of rainforests, where taller trees provide a canopy for mid-height foliage, and lower-growing plants thrive beneath. For a more sculptural approach, consider integrating large ceramic pots with tropical plants placed strategically throughout the garden. The contrast between smooth ceramics, textured greenery, and natural stone creates a dynamic composition that adds depth and sophistication. Speaking of composition, let's not forget about the color palette. Many people assume that tropical gardens should be dominated by shades of green, but color is a crucial element in creating a vibrant, inviting atmosphere. Deep greens provide a foundation, but bursts of rich reds, golden yellows, and tropical oranges add excitement and warmth. Bougainvillea, hibiscus, and heliconias are fantastic choices for adding vivid pops of color, while plants like calatheas and variegated philodendrons introduce patterns and texture. Color isn't just about plants. Materials play a role as well. Instead of monochromatic furniture, opt for pieces with warm wood tones, woven textures, and earthy hues that complement the garden's natural aesthetic. Outdoor cushions and textiles in sapphire blues, burnt oranges, or golden ambers create an inviting contrast against the greenery, making the space feel dynamic and full of character. But a tropical garden isn't just about looks, it's about experience. The sensory details matter. That's why water features are so powerful. The sound of moving water has a profoundly calming effect, and when placed strategically, it can transform the entire atmosphere of the space. For a modern minimalist look, a simple, narrow reflecting pool alongside a wooden deck creates a tranquil, mirror-like effect, reflecting the surrounding plants and sky. For something more organic, a tiered waterfall cascading over textured stone can mimic the sounds of a natural spring, making the garden feel even more immersive. If the goal is to create an intimate retreat, a hidden courtyard with a small water wall can add a sense of mystery and discovery, as if you've stepped into a secluded jungle paradise. Once these foundational elements, greenery, materials, layout, color, and water, are in place, the next step is bringing it all together through lighting. Good lighting design transforms a garden from beautiful to breathtaking, especially after sunset. The goal is to highlight key features without overpowering the natural ambiance. Soft uplighting on trees and tall plants creates depth, while pathway lights add a sense of direction and movement. Lanterns or recessed LED strips under seating areas enhance a feeling of warmth and intimacy. To create a dreamy, romantic atmosphere, consider string lights woven through pergolas or draped over a shaded lounge area. Now, let's talk about one of the most rewarding aspects of garden design: how it makes you feel. A well-designed tropical garden isn't just an aesthetic upgrade. It's a space that improves well-being, relaxation, and connection to nature. Imagine waking up, stepping outside onto a smooth wooden deck, feeling the cool morning air against your skin, and hearing the gentle rustle of banana leaves swaying overhead. Or coming home after a long day, sinking into a comfortable outdoor lounge chair, and listening to the tranquil sound of a small waterfall trickling nearby. These moments are what make a garden truly alive. Even beyond relaxation, a lush, tropical outdoor space can enhance daily life in countless ways. Whether it's hosting a gathering under soft lantern lights, practicing yoga in a serene green nook, or simply enjoying a meal in the fresh air, the garden becomes an integral part of how the home is lived in and enjoyed. And that's what makes a truly successful outdoor design. Not just how it looks, but how it functions as a living, breathing sanctuary that enhances daily life in a meaningful way. So if you're thinking about transforming your outdoor space into a lush tropical escape, start with the basics. Embrace greenery, layer textures, introduce water, balance open and enclosed spaces, and ensure a seamless indoor-outdoor connection. With careful planning, attention to detail, and a deep respect for nature's beauty, your garden can become much more than just a landscape. It can be a true extension of your home, a retreat that nourishes both body and soul. As we continue this journey into transforming outdoor spaces into lush tropical retreats, let's take a moment to truly appreciate what makes a garden not just beautiful, but functional, inviting, and full of life. A well-designed garden is a living ecosystem, constantly evolving with the seasons, responding to light, water, and care. It's not just about placing plants and furniture. It's about crafting an experience that engages all the senses, making every moment spent outdoors feel like an escape to paradise. And to do that, every choice matters. From the types of plants selected to the materials used, from how the pathways guide movement to how each space within the garden is designed for a specific mood and purpose. One of the most overlooked aspects of designing a truly thriving tropical garden is understanding microclimates. Every outdoor space has unique pockets of light, shade, moisture, and wind movement that influence how plants grow and how comfortable a space feels throughout the day. For example, a south-facing garden will receive more direct sunlight, making it ideal for heat-loving plants like bird of paradise, plumeria, and palm varieties. Meanwhile, a shaded courtyard or covered patio creates the perfect environment for ferns, calatheas, and elephant ear plants, which thrive in more filtered light conditions. By carefully selecting plants based on natural microclimates, the garden becomes a self-sustaining ecosystem where each element works in harmony with its surroundings. This not only reduces maintenance, but also ensures the garden feels lush and full year-round. While tropical gardens evoke an image of abundance and vibrancy, they also require strategic water management to maintain their lush appearance without waste. One of the best ways to keep a garden thriving without excessive watering is by incorporating permeable surfaces like gravel pathways that allow rainwater to seep into the ground, porous stone tiles that retain moisture, and mulched garden beds that reduce evaporation and keep the soil cool. Beyond materials, a well-placed irrigation system can make a huge difference. Drip irrigation delivers water directly to plant roots, ensuring hydration without excess runoff. If the goal is to create a truly sustainable tropical retreat, rainwater collection systems can be integrated seamlessly into the design, capturing rainfall to nourish the garden naturally. And then there's the role of water features. Beyond aesthetics, they serve a practical function in balancing moisture in the air, which is especially important in warm climates. A small pond, a cascading waterfall, or a reflecting pool can introduce natural humidity, helping plants stay lush and vibrant even in drier seasons. A truly well-designed outdoor space feels different at different times of the day. Morning light filtering through banana leaves, casting soft shadows. Midday sun creating warm, inviting patches of light across a wooden deck. And in the evening, subtle pathway lighting and lanterns transforming the space into an enchanting nighttime retreat. To create this dynamic effect, garden designers often use 3 layers of illumination. Ambient lighting includes warm, indirect lights, such as soft LED strips under deck railings or glow lights nestled among plants. It creates an overall inviting glow, perfect for evenings. Task lighting provides functional lighting for pathways, steps, and seating areas to ensure safe and comfortable movement after sunset. Accent lighting is used to highlight trees, water features, or sculptures, adding a sense of depth and drama to the garden at night. The result is a space that feels just as magical at night as it does during the day, perfect for late-night conversations, quiet solitude, or simply admiring the beauty of nature under the stars. No tropical garden is complete without comfortable, inviting places to sit and unwind. The key to effective outdoor seating is to make it feel like a natural extension of the garden itself, not just furniture placed outdoors, but pieces that blend seamlessly with the landscape. Some of the most effective seating arrangements include sunken lounge areas, where seating is built into the landscape, creating a cozy, intimate feel surrounded by greenery. Wooden deck platforms with oversized cushions create a relaxed, informal vibe. Hanging daybeds or egg chairs add an element of movement, making the space feel dynamic and playful. The best outdoor furniture isn't just about comfort. It's about choosing materials that weather gracefully. Opting for natural teak, woven rattan, or powder-coated metal ensures durability while maintaining a warm, organic aesthetic that complements the surrounding plants. One of the defining features of a lush, tropical retreat is a sense of privacy and enclosure. Feeling like you've stepped into a secluded sanctuary, away from the rest of the world. This is where strategic plant placement plays a role. Instead of harsh fencing, natural green walls can be created using tall bamboo groves to create soft, swaying partitions, dense clusters of palm trees for layered height and movement, and trellises covered in climbing vines to add texture and visual interest. For an even more immersive experience, adding moss-covered stone walls, oversized tropical leaves, and trailing foliage can enhance the feeling of stepping into a private jungle escape. Beyond the structural elements, it's the smaller details that truly bring a tropical garden to life. Fragrant plants like jasmine, ylang-ylang, and gardenia infuse the air with natural perfume, making every breath feel refreshing and rejuvenating. Textured elements like woven outdoor rugs, carved stone planters, or hand-painted ceramic pots introduce a tactile richness that makes the space feel layered and inviting. Wind chimes or bamboo screens, placed strategically, create gentle sounds that enhance the overall sensory experience. Ultimately, a garden isn't just about how it looks, it's about how it feels. When designed with thoughtfulness and care, it becomes a true sanctuary, a space that invites you to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the natural world. As we wrap up this deep dive into creating a lush, immersive outdoor retreat, I hope you've gained new insights and inspiration to bring your dream garden to life. Every outdoor space has the potential to be transformed into something truly special. Whether it's through layered greenery, natural materials, lighting, water, or intentional design choices. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Interior Blockchain Studio for more expert design ideas, trends, and creative inspiration. Your support helps us bring you even more amazing content, so make sure to turn on notifications and stay updated with our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.